Thank you. So next up, Catherynne M are going to read out the names of the nominees for various categories and also the winners. So.
The nominees in the short fiction category for the 2015 Shirley Jackson Awards are A Beautiful Memory by Shannon Peeves, The Dying Season by Linda E. Rucker,
Hungry Daughters of Starving Mothers by Alyssa Wong,
7 Minutes in Heaven by Nadia Vulcan,
and Wilderness by Letitia Trent.
The award goes to, I've never got to do this, I'm so excited. The award goes to The Dying Season. Will accept on her behalf.
I know Lindsay is pretty excited about this. It's an easy chance for me to do my speech instead. So, on a personal note, I was really excited to have Linda be part of Baking Zares. I know of all the authors working today, I think her work is probably the closest to giving me that same prism that Aikman did when I did his work. So, here are Linda's notes. It was a real honor to share this ballot with 4 other talented women writers, or as I like to refer to them, just writers. Shannon Peeves, Alyssa Wong, Nadia Vulcan, and Letitia Trent. I want to thank Simon Francis for requesting the story for me and putting together such a wonderful anthology. Michael Kelly for publishing the book and for his general encouragement over the years. Sean Hogan for introducing me to the place that inspired the story, a place I actually like, and for his support and love. And of course, the spirits of both Robert Aikman and Shirley Jackson, who remain constant sources of inspiration to me. Thank you so much to the jury too. This is the first nomination I've ever received for my fiction, so my first award as well, and I'm very happy. Thanks.
All right, the nominees in the single author collection category for the Shirley Jackson Award are The Bazaar of Bad Dreams by Stephen King,
The End of Everything by Dale Bailey,
Get in Trouble by Kelly Link,
Gut Shot by Amelia Gray,
The Nameless Dark, a collection by T.E. Brown,
You Have Never Been Here by Mary Rickard,
and the award goes to The Bazaar of Bad Dreams by Stephen King. David looks as if Peter Straw will fill in.
I'm not Steve. Steve was very, very pleased to be in possession of this glorious award. He asked me to accept, and he asked me to convey his real love and admiration for Shirley Jackson, also his admiration for his fellow nominees, all of whom are intensely worthy, and several of whom I see smiling at this moment. Around the first time I met Steve King, he had used the first paragraph of The Haunting of Hill House as an epigraph to one of his books. I can't quite remember. Salem's Lot. Now, so he knew. I didn't know, but he knew. And when I read that, I think I even read it at his house. I was stunned, and I thought, oh my God, that's astonishing writing. You know, that's sort of what that's sort of what we want to do. So it's it's terrific that this woman who provided kind of a landmark roadmap and a kind of a goal stop sign, stop and go light, as we used to say in the Midwest, for us should be the figure behind this award. Steve was very, very grateful to have won. Thank you.
The nominees in the edited anthology category for the Shirley Jackson Awards are Aikman's Heirs, edited by Simon Stradlin;
Black Wings 4, edited by S.T. Joshi.
The Doll Collection, edited by Ellen Datlow;
Exigencies, edited by Richard Thomas.
and Seize the Night, edited by Christopher Gold. And the award goes to Aikman's.
I'm a little nervous. This is my first award as well. I know I wrote a speech in here somewhere. A famous director once said, directing is all about casting. If you pick the right cast, they do all the hard work for you. I feel the same about editing. You pick a good bunch of writers and just sit back and wait for all the gold to come in. So this award is mostly for the writers, not for me. They are all extremely enthusiastic about the idea and turned in better material than I could have hoped for. Thanks to the judges for not only liking the book as a whole, but for liking both Linda and Nadia's stories. Thanks to Mike Griffin, Joe Pulver, John Langan, and all the rest of you who convinced me that even though someone else was planning to get to my Aikman-inspired anthology before me, I should still move ahead with it. John especially was on the board early with suggestions of writers outside my typical circles. Thanks to Mike Kelly and Undertow Publications. Mike was as excited as I was about this book every step of the way, and without his perseverance, it might have just been another idea that floated away from me. What Mike has been doing with Undertow over the last few years has been phenomenal, and I'm extremely proud to have this book through his press. And lastly, I want to thank Peter Straw, who unknowingly introduced me to Robert Aiken's work many moons ago in the pages of the anthology Dark Voices. That was the second time he probably changed the course of my life. Thanks again.
And the nominees in the novella category are The Box Jumper by Elisa Valente,
In the Lovecraft Museum by Steve M.
Unusual Concentrations by S.J. Spurrier,
The Visible Filth by Nathan Ballingrud,
and Wilding Hall by Elizabeth Ham. And the winner is Wilding Hall.
I'm surprised. This is really an honor. There's so many people here in this room, so many colleagues and friends whose work I admire so much. And a lot of this book would not have been written without all of you out there. So I want to thank my agent, Martha Millar, Betsy Mitchell of Open Road Media, Pete Crowder from PS Publishing, the many people who helped me with music suggestions, Greg Gilman, David Shaw, Ray Ringel, the spirit of Nick Drake. And I just want to say what an honor it is to be here and part of a lineage that includes so many amazing writers that goes back to Shirley Jackson and much further on to a bunch of people sitting around a fire in a cave.
The nominees in the novelette category for the Shirley Jackson Awards are The Briskwater Mare by Deborah Kalin,
The Deepwater Bride by Tamsin Muir,
Even Clean Hands Can Do Damage by Steve Duffy,
Fabulous Beasts by Priya Sharma.
And The Time Thief by Jeffrey Ford. And the award goes to Even Clean Hands Can Do Damage by
Steve Duffy can't be here this morning, and so I'm accepting it. Yes, I'm sure he's honored.
Yes, the nominees in the novel category are Eileen by Otessa Moshfegh,
Experimental Film by Gemma Files,
The Glittering World by Robert Levy,
Lord Byron's Prophecy by Sean Eds,
and When We Were Animals by Joshua Gale. And the award is for experimental film.
Good thing I wrote down some notes. Somebody asked me last night, how long did this book take to write? And I said sort of 4 years and sort of 4 months. But really, I think in a lot of ways, it's a book I've been rehearsing and preparing for all of my life. It is also very personal in a way that my other work isn't necessarily, so for it to be received with such grace and enthusiasm has been staggering. None of this would be possible without my friends, my family, my husband, and my son. I'd like to specifically thank Cheesy Publications and the ladies at Bellfire Club who helped mother this into existence. And every movie I've ever viewed or reviewed. I'd also like to thank Canada, cold land of identity disorders, the source of all my neuroses and whatever power I derive from them. When I got word of this nomination, I thought that if I could win just one award, I want this to be the one. So thank you for letting me live my dream. As Eleanor might say, I got my cup of stars.
Thank you. That concludes the award ceremony. Of course, everybody who didn't win, you still have your rocks. I'd like to... You do now. There's a target on your back. I suggest you give them 5 seconds running that start. This concludes the awards for this year. Thank you so much for coming. Could I ask all the winners and all the nominees and the jurors to hang around for a couple of minutes? We'd like to take some photographs to commemorate this. So thank you very much and have a great rest of the day.